Good evening guys. The purpose of making this particular vlog is that we all know that yesterday only Suzuki India dropped in the much awaited the V-STROM 250 or the V-STROM SX or something like that. They coined a fancy name for that. I was at office, that's when the messages started pouring in, and I opened up the video that you all also saw, the official video from Suzuki India, that one, and then other bits and bytes from here and there from different automotive websites. And I got a couple of DMs from you on Instagram as well as to whether you should switch on to this Adventure 250 from Suzuki, because V-STROM 650 has a very good reputation. It's one of my favorite bikes also. Ladakh episode mein jis din main return kar raha tha, like from Jispa, when I was heading for Atal Tunnel, Tandi pe maine jab petrol bharwa raha tha, if you remember, and if I have that clip I will chip that in. So I saw the V-STROM 650. There was a couple who was riding. I always wanted the V-STROM 650 personally, because it is one of the only few bikes in India which offers spoked wheels and tubeless tires, which is a win-win situation for us tourers and even hardcore off-roaders. So from that standpoint, that's one particular feature I always harped on. Plus the design and everything, I liked it. Suzuki thankfully kept that same design language, and now in 250. Coming back to the point, so 250 Suzuki V-STROM जो 250 में adventure category में आया हुआ है. Personally पूछो, it's too early for me or anyone else to comment whether you should go for that bike or not, because when I bought the Himalayan, my Himalayan was of the second lot, and in spite of being not even the first lot, the second lot of Himalayan, I faced n number of problems from Royal Enfield. I'm not saying that it would be the same with any other brand or with Suzuki, but what I'm trying to say is that whenever a new vehicle launches, hold on to your horses. Hold on to your horses. Don't rush. Wait for the first or the second or even the third lot to settle down. Let some people buy. Let the experts come up with the reviews. That's when you can decide, and then obviously test ride the bike yourself, and that's when you should go for any vehicle, not only the V-STROM 250. This stands as a rule for any vehicle. I was checking the website, the specification of the V-STROM 250 and the Adventure 250 side by side, and I had a few of my observations, because see, the vehicles are not yet available for test ride. I will give it a try. I'm not promising you guys anything. I will give it a try if I can test ride the V-STROM 250. But few points offline that I just tried it from the website, and this is what my observation is regarding the two bikes, and then I will pass my soft verdict. Don't take it as a final verdict or anything like that. And after riding the two 250s, like the Gixxer SF250 and now the ADV, so on the basis of that is what I'm gonna share my soft verdict. So let's go to the computer and let's see the comparison side by side. Okay, so now that you see on the screen, there is a comparison chart with some fancy lines, red and green and white and gray, the two bike pictures. Let me explain all that to you. So as you guys can possibly make out from my dress and from the background and everything, that I'm recording this vlog at a different date and time. So today it's the 11th of April, and right now it's ऐसा दिखाएगा नहीं, दिखा रहा है? It's actually 22:51. Anyways, so coming straight to the comparison, whatever I showed on that particular fancy screen, I will share it in detail at the end of this discussion. I'll just try and make it as precise as possible. Now, starting with the engine itself, the V-STROM and the Suzuki Gixxer and the SF250, they actually share pretty much the same kind of engine, because it's the same single overhead camshaft engine, the same 12 liters of fuel capacity. Torque wise is also the same, I believe. Talk about the KTM on the other hand uses the liquid cooling technology, and it has a dual overhead camshaft, so which makes the bike a lot more peppier. And I'll just flash it on the screen also, what is the exact advantage of a dual overhead camshaft engine. So they could have given it on the, I mean, Adventure at least. It's 2022, so why not give some more offering to the customer? ठीक है, price कम रखे हो तुम लोगों ने, but दिल मांगे more, especially when the competition is tough. Tire wise, it's the same tire setup on both of the Adventures. Like you get 19-inch front and 17-inch at the rear. So it's that way, it's the same. And the Adventure 250, I believe, the KTM Adventure 250 is equipped with better set of alloys, because I have done serious off-roading stuff in my Ladakh trip and also during the Gwaldam trip, and I can vouch for the strength of the wheels and the alloys, and I'm not sure how this one's gonna be. The biggest letdown for me when I was checking the specs of the V-STROM SX was the fuel tank capacity. It's such a shame, it's 12 liters, and I mean, that's a straightaway advantage point to the KTM, because the KTM is getting 14.5 liters of like fuel capacity, and which, if you ask me, it's always good to have a larger fuel tank capacity when you're particularly pitching a bike for the touring segment. बार बार पेट्रोल पंप में थोड़ी कोई रुकेगा, और पेट्रोल पंप अगर नहीं मिले तो, so that's when the 12 liters of tank on an adventure motorcycle is just not making any sense. ABS, देखो, when you're doing off-roading stuff, if you see on Google or adventure motorcycling or off-road motorcycle techniques में off-road ABS बहुत ज़्यादा importance दिया जाता है, because वहाँ पे there is a terminology, you will see a phrase which is being used by the off-roading gurus. It goes as steer with the rear, because when you have switchable ABS or when you off-road ABS, you just simply lock the rear wheel and steer your bike like that. बहुत कुछ है, गूगल कर लेना, यूट्यूब में बहुत सारे वीडियोस है, देख लेना, वो आपके ही काम आएगा आगे जाके. So you cannot switch off the ABS on the SX like the usual way. Unconventional way तो बहुत तरह, हम इंडियंस है भाई, जुगाड़ से बहुत कुछ कर लेते हैं हम लोग, बट ठीक है, ऑप्शन होना चाहिए था, which again is an advantage on the KTM, because KTM में not only you can switch off the ABS, on the Adventure 250 I have noticed one thing. Say for example, if you switch the ABS to off-road mode and then you turn the ignition off, it does not go back to the road mode. It remembers that you have set it to the off-road mode. It will stay on that. It will not switch back to the stock, which I believe is not the same for Adventure 390. But on the Duke 390 जो मेरे पास इससे पहले थी, तो उसमें क्या होता था, the moment you switch it to the off-road mode, the ABS, and you turn the ignition off, you turn the ignition on, it goes back to the dual mode or the road mode. बात यही है कि on the SX you cannot switch off the ABS. You have the ABS all time on, which is good and bad both. Front fork again on the SX, you are getting conventional telescopic forks, which again, if you ask me and if you see the scale at the end, I have marked this in a gray color. I have not given any advantage point to the KTM, which has the advanced technology of upside down forks. Why? Because when you have basically upside down forks, क्या है? Upside down forks is like normal telescopic fork, inverted way में कर दो, so it becomes an upside down fork. So in an event, in a situation, say for example your shock absorber has gone through a bashing and it starts leaking out the suspension oil, so on the USD fork it will leak out faster than on a telescopic fork. That's why it's kind of a neutral situation for both. So both has its own good and bad. I mean, जो मेरे को लगा कि बहुत ज़्यादा deal breaking points हो सकता है, मैं उसी को touch कर रहा हूँ. There are lot many other detailed points that eventually will come up as people start owning this bike and as the experts roll out with their viewpoints and all. Ground clearance wise देखा जाए तो SX का है, जो SX has got 205 millimeters of ground clearance, whereas the KTM has got it at 200 mm. Not much I would say, but still ground clearance जितना ज़्यादा है उतना better है off-roading और soft-roading में. So that way I can give the advantage point to the SX. Headlight point goes straight away to the V-STROM, because you get LED, and even in 2022 KTM, such a shame, that's a rhyme, it actually gives out the same halogen setup that you used to get in the older versions, even in my version. So अगर आप KTM के साथ जाना चाहते हो and if you are not happy with the halogen lights, swap it off with some good quality LEDs like I have done with Night Eyes. बट मेक श्योर यू गो फॉर द ओरिजिनल नाइट आई, बिकॉज बहुत सारे डुप्लीकेट नाइट आईज मिलते हैं मार्केट में, वो आपको थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करके देखना होगा. Tail light design, which I was checking it on the Suzuki website, I mean it's the same old way of tail light design. I didn't like it, but on this one I believe they have gone with the old, the 150 में जो आते थे वैसा वाला setup दिया उन्होंने. And why in 2022 Suzuki you still give bulb indicators, which looks so boring if you ask me. So that way again KTM wins on that area. Seat height देखा जाए, seat height is, it's like on the V-STROM you have it at 835 millimeters, and on the Adventure 250 KTM you have it at 855 millimeters, which again has its own plus and minus, because V-STROM में मैंने कहा कि ground clearance ज़्यादा है, मतलब tall है bike, but at the same time the seat height is lower, so that should equate a better solution for somewhat shorter riders. Like when I say shorter, I mean say I am 5'7" and below, because at 5'7" मेरे को भी tiptoe करना पड़ता है on the Adventure 250. One thing which I really liked is the dashboard. You get Bluetooth connectivity. देख रहे हो स्क्रीन पे अभी जो फोटो है, इस एंगल से देखा जाए तो आपका जो डैशबोर्ड है, which is at a pretty higher pedestal, I would say, because on the Adventure you have it like if I'm view it from the side, so the dashboard is like at this angle, so थोड़ा सा आपको head को नीचे करना पड़ेगा, so viewing should be better. You don't have to put your head down more often to see the dashboard and all that, so a better riding position it should be and a better visibility. But हाँ, display area बहुत ज़्यादा cramped लग रहा है मेरे को. If you ask me, too much of information to read from, and the screen area is very small. So on the go while you're riding, if you're concentrating too much on that, that could bring in some not so pleasant situation, is what I feel. There are three color options, the yellow one, and then you have something called Pearl Blaze Orange, and the last shade it's called Glass Sparkle Black. If you ask me, I always prefer the red and the orange one. Orange bike चला रहा हूँ ना, maybe that's why I have more preference towards the orange one. But it looks more younger, more peppier. Yellow वाला, I mean it's again, it's up your personal preference. And the black one, to be honest, looks very dull. और हम इंडिया में है ना, तो धूल मिट्टी बहुत ज़्यादा दिखती है black में. Good that they have given the USB, the 12 volt I believe it is. This I believe should be made as a standard feature on every Indian bike. So what I'm trying to say is that V-STROM SX to me is just an old wine in a new bottle. So whether you prefer old wine, the taste of old wine, and you want to go for that, is completely your choice. But then again I would say the same thing. Hold on to your horses. Let the first or the second batches of this bike roll out. Let's see what the public reaction is, the owners say, the experts say, then come to your conclusion and your decision. Test ride, most importantly. No matter how many videos you check on YouTube, make sure you take a test ride, because जो हम videos बनाता है YouTube में, this will just be as a guide video. This can never be a decision maker for yourself. Because take my example, I was using the Suzuki Gixxer SF250. So जब मैं change कर रहा था, I could have gone in for the Adventure 390, because everyone loves for the 390, the more power and the more everything. But no, I did my own research. I knew what I want and all that, and that's when I opted for the Adventure 250. And boy, am I not happy. I'm super happy with the bike. It's serving me all the purpose, from trips to my daily commutes to my office, weekend rides, everything. And touch wood, I'm super happy with the bike's performance. So that's what I wanted to convey in this video. Wait, watch, act accordingly, and then decide and come to a conclusion. So hope this video helped you in understanding what my viewpoint is. So you guys take care, ride hard, ride safe, ride responsibly. If channel में नए हो तो channel को subscribe करके जाना, and help me grow the channel organically. And if you like the video, smash that like button, as says Peter McKinnon, my guru, and share the video if you think that it's worth sharing. Ta-da!